All right. Okay. All right, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We are very excited to have you here today, talk about this amazing Machu Picchu with Galapagos Island Cruise. Diego, our friend from down in South America, is going to be presenting today. As you can see, he's on the catamaran itself, at sea as we speak. Probably not, but I love the background. And he is going to run us through the details around this tour, the itinerary, everything that we want to know. And we're just very excited to have you here today. Thank you for joining us, Diego, and I'll go ahead and pass it off to you and let you get started.
Thank you very much for the chance to show this one of a kind opportunity. And I'm not sure if there's any more people connecting or anybody else waiting at the office, or we can just start.
I think we're about ready to start. We definitely have a number of folks online, and the folks in the office are all here.
Okay, great. So let me see.
Oh, and we might need to give you the capability to share your screen. That real quick.
Can you give me permission to share my screen, please? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yep. Let's see.
Yep. We can
Now see my screen. Yes.
Yes, we can see it now. The
Okay,
unforgettable
great.
experience.
Yep. Let me see if I can. Okay, thank you for the Pleasure Ventures people and the Sun Tours as well. The team, they're an amazing team. They have put up, along with us, this wonderful experience on the Galapagos Islands in Machu Picchu. It's going to be from September 13th to 25th, 2024. Let me show you a little bit of a video of what a typical, a little piece of it, a typical experience in Galapagos is, and so you can see. And then later, I'm gonna tell you a little bit of an overview of what you will see and how the experience will go, trying to get into a little bit of details, but not too deep, so I don't spoil the experience for you, but so you can feel the really need to go to the Galapagos and Machu Picchu as unique destinations, okay? Let's see if I can accommodate this so everybody can see. Okay, how many people do we have here? Like 4 or 5, I guess.
We have about 6 or 7
6
total.
plus. Okay. Just feel free to answer any questions if you have, or if you can, if you want. We're at the end. We're gonna have a session of questions, Q&A. I'll be glad to answer them. Okay. Yeah. So usually, sometimes, I mean, people sometimes some have heard something about Ecuador, but believe me, I have traveled around the world in some travel shows, and sometimes people tell me, is it in North America? Is it in Africa? Is it in South America, near the Philippines? Well, I know we're such a small country, but it's beautiful, and we have everything that you can look for in a country, right in Ecuador, okay? So, see, okay, this is where we are located. We're in South America, right in the middle of Colombia and Peru. We are right in the middle of the world. That's another thing that we are famous for, is where we have the beautiful Galapagos Islands. The capital, Quito, is the highest capital in the world with 9,350 feet above sea level. Pretty high, but I'm sure there are other higher cities, but Quito is the highest capital, okay? In Ecuador, we have 4 different regions, the coast, the Andes, the highlands, the Amazon region as well, and Galapagos, of course, okay? This is our flag and our shield. I'm gonna tell you a little bit how the Galapagos experience will go, starting from the moment that you arrive in Quito, okay? So here is the capital, Quito. The Galapagos Islands are of the Pacific Ocean. Once you arrive in Quito, you will spend 1 night there. And how to get from Quito to the Galapagos Islands, okay? Before the pandemic, there used to be direct flights from Quito to the Galapagos Islands, but as we have not reached pre-pandemic travel levels, the airlines have returned to the flights to Galapagos with 1 quick stopover in Guayaquil, okay? So from Quito, you will start the flight to Guayaquil. There will be around 35-minute flight. You will not get off the airplane. You will stay there for about 40 more minutes until the airplane is refueled and until the passengers that are traveling from Guayaquil to Galapagos get on the plane, okay? Once this process is done, you will fly from Guayaquil to Baltra Airport in Galapagos, okay? This flight will take around 1 hour, 20 minutes. So the total flight probably from Quito to Baltra Airport in Galapagos might be around 2 hours, 2 hours, 20 minutes, okay? What about the weather and temperatures in Galapagos, okay? The kind of warmer season from Galapagos is from late December through June. That's usually the wet season, is very humid. There's also a little bit of rains as well, but we also have from June to November the dry season in Galapagos, okay? It's a little bit colder or cooler than the wet season. It does not have very much rain. It has a little bit more of sun, but the water temperature is a little bit lower. Of course, here in Ecuador, we call it the colder season, but believe me, it's nothing compared to the cold in the USA. The waters here in the near the equator in Ecuador, in Galapagos, are way warmer than what you might feel the cold in USA, okay? So the maximum temperature in land is usually around 79 degrees Fahrenheit. The average water of the average temperature of the water should be around 71 degrees, and it can get as low as 66 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? So it will still feel very comfortable, despite it's called the low season and the colder season in Galapagos, okay? If anybody has any questions, just feel free to post them in the chat and we answer at the end of the session, okay? So as a cruise in Galapagos, in the Eco Galaxy, we offer also our wetsuits that will help you with the flotation in the water, and also it can protect you if you may feel cold at all, okay? Also, the wetsuit is also good for protecting from potential rashes. Sometimes, we have small rashes due to rocks when we get the snorkeling, but it's nothing serious. So the wetsuit will also help you with that. Okay, a little bit of the rough itinerary of the experience. You will arrive in Quito, as I said. You will stay at the Windham Airport. It's a pretty top hotel We have worked with them for years, and it's a pretty popular hotel, especially when we have cruise itineraries that start right at the beginning of the travel plans. Then starting the 14th, you will have the Eco Galaxy experience with the catamarans, a 6-day, 5-night cruise. Then when you return, you will have the transfer to Galapagos and the flight to Quito back. And then you will start your Peru adventure, starting, of course, from Quito, then to Lima and Cusco, and then the Machu Picchu experience, okay? This is the Eco Galaxy catamaran. Some people may wonder why it's called Eco Galaxy. Besides the fact that it was built with 50% less wood than the average catamaran in Galapagos, it also features some smart technology to recirculate the water and also to reuse and desalinate water, take the salt out of the water so it can be used on board. And also sometimes during the excursions, the cruises, while the travelers are out on the island doing the excursions, the captain usually turns off all the machines so it can reduce the fuel consumption and also the disturbance to the wildlife. Okay, that's among some features in the why it's eco-friendly. Okay.
The Eco Galaxy is a first-class catamaran with capacity for 16 passengers that is noted for being the only environmentally friendly boat in the Galapagos Islands. It was built under strict ecological parameters that reduce the use of wood by 50%. It also has cutting-edge technology for power generation and reduced water and fuel consumption. This results in approximately 400,000 pounds of CO2 less per year, generating less impact on the environment. The types of accommodation on board the Eco Galaxy catamaran can be in double or twin cabins and are designed to provide the ideal rest during your trip. The Eco Galaxy offers a unique experience when visiting the Galapagos Islands because of its commitment to environmental conservation, the friendly crew on board, and details such as artwork inspired by Galapagos wildlife.
Okay. As you can see, the Eco Galaxy catamaran focuses on more private experiences. It has 8 cabins, double. So that means that you will share your trip with 16 people that, believe me, will eventually, during the cruise, will become your family. I have traveled in some of our catamarans, and we always end up being like really good friends with the travelers that go with us. And sometimes you usually end up with friends after being friends after the cruise. So believe me, you will enjoy it, and it will certainly become your family once on board the catamaran and the whole experience. Okay. On board the catamaran, you will have additional experiences. Usually hiking and snorkeling are the typical experiences, but you will also try, as you saw in the video, local food, also international food, but you will have a chance also to have different activities like knowing how to prepare the local food that we have in Ecuador and in Galapagos. Sometimes it might be ceviche, sometimes it might be other kinds of local dishes, and you will learn a lot about that, besides learning about the islands, of course. I'm going to show you a little bit of the deck plans in the Eco Galaxy. I don't want to take too much time on this because it's usually a lot of technical information, but so you can have a general idea. In the main deck of the Eco Galaxy, there are 4 cabins. There's the coffee station and the bar. We'll have a specific person of the crew, that is our barman, that will be dedicated to have any drink that you enjoy in the menu. Also in the same main deck, you have the dining room and the living room. And right at the front, there's a briefing area where the guide, our naturalist bilingual guide, will always give you the briefings of the activities that you will do every day, okay? He will show you on television with some presentation, the activities that you will do, how you should be prepared according to that day, and also the basic instructions that you need for the activities, whether it is hiking or snorkeling or kayaking. So that was where it would take place, okay? Next. In the upper deck, there are the other 4 cabins, okay? Here we have the 4 cabins. There we also have the guide cabin, that will be the naturalist guide, and the captain cabin, and also the bridge where, of course, the captain will be in charge, okay? Usually both of the cabins, whether it is in upper deck or main deck, have a really nice view because the windows in our cabins are panoramic, so you can have a great view of the islands while you navigate. The navigation, by the way, takes place at night, so you will wake up in a different place every time, okay? That is more time efficient, and it will give you more more time to enjoy the activities on the islands, okay? The Eco Galaxy also has a sun deck. In the sun deck, we have a lot of lazy chairs where you can enjoy sun, and also a couple of sofas where you can also enjoy beverages if you coordinate with our barman. And it's also when we keep some times of the kayaks and the paddle boards, okay? These are the pictures of the cabins. Probably they look, probably you notice that they look different than in the video. It's because the video was made last year before the renovation of the cabins, but these pictures are the actual pictures of the cabins after the renovation that the Eco Galaxy had last year. As you can see, it has panoramic windows. The cabins are quite big, so sometimes people tend to think that because it's a 16 passenger, sometimes people ask me, are the cabins going to be like a closet? Am I going to feel really close and claustrophobic? And say, no, they're really spacious, as you can see. The cabins can be accommodated in a matrimonial base or in a twin setting, so it can be transformed as you need it, okay? Here's a picture of also the bar, where the barman will be. And this is a part of the lounge where you can see you will have television to enjoy, some books, magazines. All the boat has air conditioner in the common areas like lounge, and also in the cabins. The cabins, by the way, have its private bathroom, so you will not share with anyone there, just with your fellow traveler in the cabin, okay? This is the dining room where all the meals will take place. Sometimes the meals will be buffet, sometimes the meals will be served. So according to the schedule and the service that our crew will inform you. And we will feature some options for the dinner, and usually the crew will ask you during lunch what are the options and what you would like for dinner, okay? We have we can cater special requests like gluten-free, like pescatarian, like vegetarian, or vegan even though. So you let us know, and we will have the option ready for you, okay? Here's a sample of the lazy chairs on the sun deck. Look at that sunset. I can tell you that some of the most beautiful sunsets that I have ever seen have been in Galapagos. I have awesome pictures that I could send you, but you will see it yourself when you are on the experience, okay? here's a little bit of the back of the Eco Galaxy, where you can also enjoy. People usually rest while we navigate sometimes short distances, and also they like to read, they like to play board games sometimes. So it will be a very pleasant experience. Okay, let me show you the part. Okay, this is the itinerary that the cruise will cover. Okay, the archipelago of Galapagos has 13 main islands and a lot of little islets. But here's the itinerary this cruise will take. Let me tell you that sometimes people say that, of course, they can also do island hopping in Galapagos to get to know Galapagos. But I always say that you never get to see and know Galapagos unless you are on a cruise. Because getting to know Galapagos on a cruise is a total new and different experience than island hopping. First of all, it's more comfortable. It's a little bit less of a hassle between jumping in public speedboats and really fast speeds. No, you will not have that in a cruise. And besides, this itinerary will start here in the main island. And as you can see, this covers the west side of the archipelago. These places here that you are seeing on Isabela, on the biggest island, you cannot get to those places in an island hopping or in a day tour. People that go to Galapagos and don't take cruises, they can visit the nearby islands here. Santa Fe, they can visit Santiago, Black Turtle Cove. But these spots on Isabela Island, they are not possible to be reached by in a small boat on a day tour. No, you can only do that on a cruise. And here also you will see different species of wildlife that I'm going to be talking a little bit later on the presentation. But roughly the itinerary will start on a Saturday. It will start on in the afternoon. All the cruises in Galapagos start in the afternoon. Therefore, your first meal will be lunch. And then you will have activities in the morning and in the afternoon, okay? Usually the longer navigations from one day to the other, for example, from Sunday to Monday at night, it would take the longer navigation, okay? And between AM and PM activities, there might be short navigations, like 20 minutes or 15 minutes to get from one place to the other, okay? But the longest navigation will take place at night. So if you are, of course, our partners here from Pleasure Ventures and Santos will let you know about the packing. But if you are very prone to get seasick, take some Dramamine or some other options. But so you can have an idea. The catamaran, the cruise, go at 12 to 10 knots in speed. The public speedboats that go from one island to the other in the other way to travel Galapagos, they usually go at 25 knots. So it's a really fast and bumpy count. So you will not have that in a catamaran, okay? Let me see. This is what the Eco Galaxy will take place in the. You will have once you receive your confirmation, you will have a more detailed day-by-day detailed itinerary that what you are going to do and the level of demanding experience, or if it's a very easy experience. Okay. isn't it quite some inspiration? As you could see, of the animals in Galapagos are so used to people that they can get close to you, or you can get a little bit close to them. Usually it will be around 3 feet distance, but sometimes, it's their home. They don't know any limits, and sometimes they will get close to you. And as you can see in the video, they are not scared. They are so used to people that they sometimes, most of the time, they even enjoy your company. Sometimes people ask me what kind of wildlife you will see in Galapagos, and I usually tell them that you will see lots of wildlife. For example, they ask me, am I going to see sea lions? You will see sea lions almost everywhere in Galapagos. Blue-footed boobies also almost everywhere in Galapagos. But for example, if there are some people that ask me, I want to see penguins. And I can tell you that penguins are usually seen in Isabela, in the big island that the cruise will take place. It's one of the few spots where the Galapagos penguin can be seen. And believe me, personally, snorkeling with penguins was one of my dreams. And once when I went on a cruise to the Western Island, I did snorkeling with penguins, with sharks, and it was a blow mind experience. I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed that. And even it might be silly, but believe me, once I was underwater and I was snorkeling, and a couple of penguins went right in front of me. I had a GoPro camera, and I was like, oh my God, they are so close to me. I wanted to cry. I was underwater, but I wanted to cry because it was a dream fulfilled. I wanted to see penguins no matter what. And I got to fulfill that dream in Galapagos in the Western itinerary. So be ready with your cameras, be ready with a lot of excitement, and be on the look for any species, because sometimes you will see species that you were not expecting to see, but it will be like just pop up. And if you don't know the name, you will ask your guide and he will tell you, because you will see a lot of species that you could not imagine ever seeing. Okay, let me see a little bit of the wildlife. As I said, most of these kinds of animals you will see in almost in all the Galapagos. For example, the blue-footed boobies, you will see them. Sea lions, you will see them almost everywhere. The marine iguana as well. Now, with regards to penguins and flamingos, Isabela is one of the few places in the archipelago where you can get to see them. So if you see those animals, feel so lucky, because sometimes, people go to see penguins and they go on their own to Galapagos. They don't have any travel agent or any advisor, and they expect to see those animals in the main islands, but you cannot see those animals on the main islands. So you really need to know where to go. And that's why this experience has especially been designed to show you as much of the archipelago of Galapagos. And believe me, from the 100% of travelers that go to Galapagos, probably I could say a 20% or 25% are lucky enough to get to that itinerary that this cruise has, because usually the typical places they visit is Santa Cruz and San Cristobal, and you will see still Galapagos will astonish anyone, no matter where you go. But as I said, specifically this itinerary has been designed to be one of a kind to show you species that you will not see and the common traveler to Galapagos would not see in a normal trip. Okay. The tortoises here will have one experience where you will visit and you will have a chance to see them, take pictures in their habitat, and it will be in a ranch usually, that you can see them from sometimes when you're lucky to see them when they are eggs and until they are also grown ups. Okay. Now, after Galapagos, we will have, of course, the trip to Cusco and Machu Picchu as well. Be ready, Cusco is a little bit higher than Quito. It's not a capital, of course, of Peru, but it's a little bit higher than Quito. So probably it will have a little bit more effort in doing the activities, but nothing that can be handled, that cannot be handled, okay? The first stop when you travel to Peru in this experience will be Ollantaytambo. Is part on the way to the Circuit Valley. So as you can see here, a picture, it has a really beautiful scenes, and I really love when you have the chance to mix, to see and experience the nature, very landscapes that are so beautiful, and they are mixed with history because it has 1,000 years of history, and this is where Machu Picchu and Cusco will offer you in this experience. The naturalist guides and of course, they are bilingual. They will explain every little detail of the history of the Inca Empire, starting by Ollantaytambo and Sacred Valley. I'm not sure if you can see here, but these are the Murai Inca ruins. They are also part of the Inca Empire. You will get to know the history of how this was made. I don't want to spoil it with you, so I'm not going to tell you about that. And here, of course, the jewel of the crown when people travel to Machu Picchu is the Lost City, okay? You will definitely need a picture here, a picture here in the Lost City of the Incas. Then you can tell all your family and friends, I was in the Galapagos and in the Lost City of the Incas. So I checked 2 places of my bucket list. And believe me, they will ask you for a recommendation. Who should you contact to go there? You know who to contact, okay? And the final part of the tour in Machu Picchu is the Cori Cancha. This was the most important temple of the Inca Empire. It's located in Cusco. So luckily in Machu Picchu during those times, it might be a good weather. So we are hopeful that you will have as beautiful day as this, and you can take beautiful pictures of that and get to know a little bit more about the history of South America, of the main part of South America that was the Inca Empire, along with Machu Picchu. Okay. I think. Okay, no worry. We'll have the session recorded, so we'll share with Dora. Okay. Before we get to this part, are there any questions? Anybody that wants to ask or want to know more a little bit? I'll try to answer without spoiling anything of the experience. Either the people that are connected or the people that are on site. Any questions?
Yeah, real quick. We had one question
Yep.
here, just regarding in Machu Picchu specifically, I think. How do people get to the actual plateau? Like, how does that work?
Okay, let me show you this part here, the itinerary. Okay, first, we'll get from Quito to Lima, of course, and then we'll get to fly to Cusco City. There, the Inca Empire and the Machu Picchu in general is really a big thing, and you will need like more than 7 days to get to know all of it. But in this case, we're condensing the most important parts. So once you are in Cusco, you go to the Sacred Valley. In the Sacred Valley, you will have stay in the Sonesta Posada del Inca, and there are parts that are in Ollantaytambo. Let me see where is that part. Here. I don't know, I'm not sure if you have heard of Aguascalientes, but after you get to Ollantaytambo, you will have to go to a place that is called Aguascalientes. And then from there you are taken on the bus to the Machu Picchu place. It's like you are on top and then you are going a little bit going down until some part of the Ollantaytambo Sacred Valley, and then you go again up to the lost city of the Inca. Some of the parts of this are done like hiking, and when there are long trips or journeys, you will be taken on a bus, on a transfer bus, okay? And here, this part is where you will get up to here, and then you will have the chance to explore and going down and walking. Once you are confirmed on the trip, you will receive a travel service travel voucher that will include, and it will describe every little detail of the experience. So don't worry about that. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, any other question that you may have about, I don't know,
No, I was
Picchu
just
or
checking.
Galapagos? Okay.
Just
Or the
checking.
catamaran?
No, I think that's all we had. I think someone was asking if they.
I think Melissa will have the very detailed program that they'll have, so maybe you can share with the travelers here. I'm not sure. Okay, so now it's my time to ask questions. Oh, let me see. Oh, no, it's not here. Okay, no, don't worry. So who can tell me two examples of wildlife that you might get to see in Galapagos? Anybody?
Wildlife you might see in Galapagos.
Good. The iguanas, very good, very good. And you named them the right way. Sometimes people say they are lizards. They are not lizards, they are iguanas. And they are not dragons either. Very good, iguanas. Any other one?
Seals.
Which one?
Sea lions?
Seals. Ah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. Even though they look the same, there are certain differences between seals and sea lions. If you might get to see them, one of those has little ears and the other ones only have holes up there. So that's one of the difference between the two of them. And when you get to Galapagos, you will get to see the difference. Try to notice, especially look for the ears and you might see the difference. And whenever you go and see seals in the US, you will see that they are a little different. The males are a little bit territorial. They are really big. So whenever you see a sea lion that is really big and it has a kind of a bump over his head, that's a male. And they are really, sometimes they are really territorial. They might be a little bit upset and not as playful as the females and the little pups, but still they are not usually, they are really harmless, you know. Sometimes the max that they could do, and I've seen this when I've gone to Galapagos, when I am lying sometimes on the beach, and I have put a towel, I've seen people put some towels on the beach, and they get there, and sometimes they go to snorkeling on the on the water, and when they return, a sea lion is on the towel. So you cannot ask them to move. Remember that is their home and you are the guest. Okay, but for sure this will not happen in the cruise. This usually happens when there are people that visit some parts of the Galapagos in the main islands that are beaches. That's what it usually happens there. So, okay, very good. We have sea lions and, okay. In this itinerary, tell me one animal that you might exclusively see in this itinerary and not in the whole archipelago.
Tortoise.
Which one?
Tortoises.
Tortoises. You will see tortoises in most of the archipelago, especially in the main islands. I mentioned two animals that are really are not found in the whole archipelago, but there are high chances that you would see in this experience.
Penguins.
One that, yes, very good. Penguins is one, and another one.
Flamingo.
Yes, very good. The flamingo. Those are, be on the look on this itinerary, but because there are high chances that you will get to see those two animals. Okay. Another question. What was the most important temple in the Inca Empire? What was the name? Do you remember?
Where was the bottom
Three,
right?
3, 2, 1. No? Okay, I'm sure you will be able to tell me when you return from your trip.
right.
Is this one? Is the Coricancha? Exactly, yes. Okay, one more thing. Tell me, one thing. Mention only one thing why the Eco Galaxy catamaran is considered eco-friendly.
Uses half the wood of a typical catamaran.
Yes. Do you remember how much less wood was it used in its construction? Do you remember?
Yeah, 50% half.
Yes, very good. 50%. Yes, very good, very good. Okay, I truly think that you have a lot of inspiration after this and some data, because believe me, there's nothing like getting to know nature, landscapes, places, in unique animals like in Galapagos, and you have the perfect mix of this experience that is a lot of nature with another experience that is a lot of history and also nature like Machu Picchu. This is a one in a kind opportunity experience. I know that there might be other cruises that in Galapagos are, and they are really big, and but in this, as I said, in the catamaran, you will feel a little bit more private and personalized experience. The idea is that you have an experience that you don't feel that it's going too fast, that there's too many people, that you cannot ask questions, that you have a lot of doubts. No, and this is a more personalized experience that Pleasure Bend and Santos have built up for you, and believe me that you will enjoy it. And if you don't book it and you miss this chance, believe me, you will hear the other people talking about it, and you will feel sad not to have taken the opportunity. Believe me, I can tell you that. I truly hope that this was very informative. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to contact the Pleasure Bend and Santours team. They will be able to answer all, and the itinerary that is step by step with you more details. We are glad to assist you anytime that you will need. And we hope to see you here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Diego. We appreciate it as always. It's a lovely presentation. This is, as we know, having Gay here and having talked to you, this is a true bucket list.
Oh, that's Gay. Hi, how are you doing? Yeah, I was in Albuquerque and New Mexico last February. That's why I was I'm missing the really hot temperature. Yes, I might be visiting probably next. I'm not sure if the second part of this year or next year, but definitely will return.
We'll be looking forward to seeing you, that's for sure.
Thank you very
Any
much.
other, anybody have any questions online? It doesn't
Questions
look
online? Anywhere?
like, but that's okay.
Maybe
Alrighty, well,
Gloria. Okay, it's been a pleasure, and anything that you need from us, just let us know.
thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, you too, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
What do you think?
Bye, everybody.
I went last year.